Hi, I'm Shana McPadden. I am a vice president with JP Morgan based in Greenwich, Connecticut. And with JP Morgan, we partner with a number of organizations in our communities across the world. And in my office in Greenwich, we have a wonderful partnership with an organization called LiveGirl, based in New Canaan, Connecticut. LiveGirl is a leadership development program for young women and girls, middle school, high school through college. And the focus of today's program is the She Works partnership. The She Works partnership is a mentorship program that JP Morgan and a number of other women throughout the state have been involved with over the past summer. And the two women we're going to speak with today were mentees in the program. It's a summer-long program that's focused on helping young women be as successful as possible in their internship programs. And today we're going to speak with Kelly Taylor and Kripa Marvati, who just recently completed their mentorship program, and we're going to learn a little bit more about their experience. So I'm going to begin with you, Kripa. If you could just briefly introduce yourself and tell us how you became involved in the She Works LiveGirl program.
Of course. So hi, my name is Kripa Marvati. I am a sophomore studying financial management at the University of Connecticut. I'm also part of the honors program at the University of Connecticut, and I hold several leadership positions on cultural clubs on campus. I have been involved with LiveGirl since my sophomore year in high school. I learned about them through, I think it was Sherry, who was the CEO and founder, who came to an after-school program to introduce the nonprofit. And since the program was based in New Canaan, I wasn't an active participant in the program, but I've always kept up with the work that they've done on social media and Instagram, where they have a number of guest speakers who come in and give presentations on feminism or on current events. I learned about the She Works program through a mentor of mine who told me about the program that LiveGirl is doing. And I think it's an excellent program for young women in high school and college, and I'm so grateful to have been a part of it. Not only did they match me with an internship, but they also gave me career readiness training and prepared me for the internship and future career.
Excellent, thank you. And Kelly Taylor, if you could give us a little bit of your background and how long you've been involved with the program.
Sure, thank you again. My name is Kelly Taylor. I am a sophomore at Housatonic Community College located in Bridgeport, Connecticut. My major is computer information system. I am a student worker to my academic dean. I am the student rep for the state of Connecticut for Housatonic Community College. LiveGirl, I was thinking back, the first encounter I had with LiveGirl, I was a freshman in high school. So that was 6 years ago. It seems so long ago, but it feels like yesterday. And a family friend of mine told me about the program and to be actually a Camp LiveGirl mentor. So I had the honor to be a mentor my first time ever meeting LiveGirl. And I joined the New Canaan 1 week camp. And it was amazing seeing all the young girls and that friendship and the sisterhood connection, because growing up, I seen that, but not in that big capacity where it was encouraged for all girls to interact and become a sisterhood. So that's my first encounter with LiveGirl. And ever since then, I'm still here.
That's amazing. I love that sisterhood comment. And then I guess my first question for you both is, how do you feel LiveGirl and She Works has helped you with career readiness and has helped you feel confident in walking into the corporate world or whichever career path you end up taking? Kripa, why don't you kick us off?
Sure. As I mentioned earlier, She Works program is excellent because they help me match with an internship, but they also help me prepare for the internship and future careers. I can think back, we had a professionalism training in which we learned about communication, email etiquette, work etiquette, personal branding, forming connections with our coworkers, and most importantly, networking. Because networking is so important when we're going into our careers. And this, the presentation that they gave us and the guest speakers had, they all emphasized the importance of networking. And we got to do some of that with our own LiveGirl She Works interns that were also in the program. And it's so nice to have these young women who are also going to be future leaders one day and having them by your side. We also did resume writing and interviewing workshops that I'm sure will help me in the future when I'm going out into the working world. And generally speaking, the She Works program just showed how LiveGirl truly cares about young women and girls and strives for a world with more female leaders and inclusivity.
Thank you for that. You talked specifically about the She Works program, which is the mentorship program that went on throughout the summer. Kelly, I was wondering if you could tell us a little bit about your mentor, your relationship with that individual, and how it helped shape your future career path and your experience this past summer.
So most definitely. So the She Works program, you are selected a mentor, and within that mentor, they separately, besides your internship, they contact you weekly. And so any questions you have regarding your internship, if you have questions about your career, they are there to help you and guide you. They are amazing. These mentors are also professional women. So it's an honor for them to take time out of their busy schedule to mentor us. So that also, like Deborah said, that goes into the networking connection. So not only are you gaining the networking component of your internship, but you're also gaining that network connection with a mentor who works for another Fortune 500 company. So you're gaining both of both worlds, which a lot of girls, and I especially know for me, I always tell people, I applaud LiveGirl because during COVID, they pivot. That was something that they were incredible in doing. And so they didn't let COVID-19 defeat them. They launched She Works during COVID, where a lot of programs and internships, they didn't know what to do or cancel their internships. So they did not fail us students at all.
That's amazing. Let's talk a little bit more about that COVID pivot, because we saw a lot of organizations have to either shift their plan, otherwise they would be basically unable to continue going. So tell us how that worked for you. What did that look like in terms of a pivot?
For me personally, it was everything actually worked out and planned. I couldn't honestly have never thought of it that way, but it really did work out perfectly. So the She Works program last year was launched, and it was virtual. And it was an amazing experience because at the time, it kind of was bittersweet. You want to go into the office and get that real internship connection, but LiveGirl, they made sure that you're still getting that component. Like Crepa said, we had networking classes, we had resume classes in building, we even had etiquette classes, we had how to dress for success, we even had HR classes. A lot of these topics are not taught to us young ladies until we're in the corporate world, and then we're like, how do I figure this out? Who do I go to? They told us the hierarchy of the company and who should we go to for any support. And I feel like a lot of programs, they were lacking that, and LiveGirl catched on to the key ideas of what women especially were afraid to speak out about. And LiveGirl just told us to speak our voice, stay true to who you are, and remain confident.
That's wonderful. One of my experiences throughout the summer as a mentor in the program was I noticed that a lot of my mentees ended up being paired with organizations that they might not have been able to work with if the internship was in person. Organizations that were based in Manhattan while the mentee was living in Connecticut, or vice versa. And I think that's one of the silver linings of having a virtual program. Crepa, could you tell us a little bit about your internship experience, who you worked for, and where that company was based and what you learned?
Of course. So I was paired with a finance internship at an insurance company called AXA Excel. And my role was a financial reporting and accounting intern. I mostly worked in financial compliance, so I did research with like state requirements and federal requirements for insurance companies and what documents they need to continue doing business in other states. It was an amazing experience because that is something that I've never thought about as a career, or just like thinking about jobs in industry. Because when usually thinking of insurance industries, it's more like boring sales job, but it's really not that. There's so much that goes into insurance, and there's so many fields in the insurance industry. So I think this internship really opened my eyes to different fields and industries that also require finance people. And being a part of the program, like Kelly said, they really prepared me for it. This was my first corporate internship, so I was very nervous going into it. But my mentor and the She Works program really made sure that us as female leaders going into corporate world are prepared for it, because like Kelly said, they made sure to teach us or present us with topics and ideas that really not many internship programs do, like self advocacy and networking, standing up for what we think is right, and just being confident in the workplace and knowing that you deserve to be there and it's okay to make mistakes.
One of the themes I think that came through with what you just said is just instilling confidence in every woman that comes through the LiveGirl program. And I know, talking to Sherry West, the founder of LiveGirl, that is one of her main tenets, is ensuring that every woman that goes through her program comes out as confident as possible and as prepared for the world as possible. So with that in mind, how do you feel LiveGirl instills confidence? What do they do as a program that instills confidence in their women participants, their female participants? And how has that benefited you both? Kelly, go ahead.
So for me personally, I feel like LiveGirl is breaking the glass ceiling. As I mentioned earlier, I'm an example of it. I attend a community college, and a lot of community college students, they don't get the opportunity to have internships or even corporate internships or even those connections. So Sherry paired me up with also AccessXL to be their global, be their intern for their global head of inclusion and diversity. So, which is huge and humongous as it sounds. And so when Sherry told me that she paired you with that internship, that fear started to sink in, and she said, no, I wouldn't have paired you with that company if I didn't think you were ready or prepared. So putting that reassurance back into me and saying, no, you are worth it, you are confident, you check off X, Y, and Z, and you do beyond that. You're a leader. Keep focusing. Don't let this deter you, and keep moving forward. I think that was the part that was like, okay, I got this. I can do this.
That's huge. I mean, I feel like even in my career today, I still have to remind myself every once in a while that I have this and I'm confident and I belong there. So that's wonderful. Kripa, what about you? How did LiveGirl instill confidence in you? Oh, I think you're on mute.
I think LiveGirl in general, they want to instill confidence, self-esteem, and just make girls feel like they belong somewhere. And that key word is sisterhood, where they all are, I guess, a team. We're all a team, and we have to empower each other. And I think in the She Works program, especially, all these young women, we are going to be female leaders. That's the key. We're going to be female leaders one day, and to have that support of one another is so important. And the confidence part, I think, is just trusting yourself and believing in yourself. And when you have other people who believe in yourself, that self-esteem is important. You got to be confident in yourself so that people also believe in you.
Great. So that leads me to my next question. And if you could give us a look into the mind of somebody who's part of Gen Z, tell us what your vision of inclusive leadership looks like. And I know that that's a big question, but Kelly, maybe you could kick us off.
So I would say inclusive leadership in a Gen Z perspective is a place where opportunities are endless. I feel like a lot of Gen Z we're unique, we're different, we can be loud, we go against the grain. So feeling acceptable in an environment or a company organization, and knowing that our voice is heard, and we also work as a team. I think that's what inclusive leader means to me.
Kripa, what about you?
I completely agree with Kelly. I think our generation, we want to see leaders who are more real, more authentic, they understand their people, and someone who wants to, I think, create relationships with others and stay engaged rather than thinking that they're superior and being detached from the company. And I think diversity and inclusion both are very important in a company. We look for that because we want an environment where we feel like we belong, we're safe, we feel seen and heard. And I think that's why it's important to have leaders who acknowledge these factors and support inclusivity and diversity in their companies.
Excellent. Well, in closing, you both have had a tremendous experience this past summer. You're both in college, you're studying what's passionate to you, so you've come so far. If you could give your younger self one tip of advice, that young girl in elementary school who is scared of the world, what would you tell her? Go ahead, Kripa.
I think a piece of advice that I would give my younger self and every little girl who's out there is that no one is perfect. It is okay to make mistakes. It's in our natures. We're all humans. As a kid myself, I worked so hard and planned things, so I wanted things to go my way. I was a perfectionist. But then I realized that it's okay to make mistakes. Things are not always going to go my way. And if I have a fear to make mistakes and take risks, then I'm never going to be able to explore. And it's important that we explore and we find and like look for things that we are passionate about, and just take opportunities as they come.
Go ahead, Kelly.
For me, I would tell myself, trust the process. Trust the process and know that you are planting seeds in your future. And then the second thing I would tell myself is bet on yourself, because you're doing amazing. And if you bet on yourself, you won't lose.
I love that. Bet on yourself. Wonderful. Well, Kelly and Kripa, thank you so much. We wish you the best of luck in your studies. And we're really excited to continue to work with LiveGirl and She Works. And we will see you again soon. Thank you.